Since 2012, the DAX has been in a strong bull market. Yet, in the past month and a half, the market's given back over 1,000 points to the downside. In fact, the daily chart is now in a nice confirmed downtrend. So, is the bull market finally over for the DAX? My name's Simon Clarke from Trade with Precision, and I'm going to take a look at the DAX from a technical perspective and start to look at where the structures are and how these can help us to build our trading decisions. If we take a look here at the daily chart, we can see that the market moved up to around just underneath the sort of 12,500 area, and then since then we've now put in a nice new downtrend. In fact, here on the daily chart, if I just zoom into this, we can see that we've got a very consistent downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Market's just come back into that area between the 10 and the 20 period moving average, which is a nice sort of area of equilibrium that traders look for a nice sort of geometry of within a trending market. And the market sort of found resistance here, and the selling pressure has prevailed. If we come away from this and start to look at the higher time frames, we can start to get some sort of perspective of what's going on. If we come and take a look at the monthly chart, first of all, we can see the last move here, sort of since prior to 2012. In actual fact, we've had very strong move in the market, and most recently, since this year, or since the end of last year, I should say, the market has had a very powerful move. In fact, we're quite overextended here from the moving averages. And if we just look back over the course of time, going right the way back to sort of 2003, 2004, at no point has ever the DAX been as overextended from the moving averages as it currently is. So a bit of a pullback in the market could be quite reasonable, and it could be quite healthy for this trend. Now, looking here on the monthly chart, a pull back into the zone here, back into the 10 and the 20 period moving average, sort of clusters with a nice round number, which is around the 10,000 area. It also sort of clusters with a little bit of resistance that we can see here within this context of this monthly trend. So healthy pullback into 10,000 could be quite healthy for the market, but in actual fact that's 1,500 points away from where we are. So if we come down to the weekly chart here and take a look at the weekly, we can start to see this sort of recent move from late last year. We can see the big powerful move up. In fact, the market now has pulled back into the moving averages here on the weekly. In last week, we had a very bullish candle formed there in the market. So this sort of candle can indicate sort of nice areas where we may start to look for opportunities for buying momentum coming back into the market, as we can see evident here. And I think the real decision point is now around the highs and the lows of this candle in the market. If the market breaks underneath the low of this candle here, which is just above the 11,000 area, then I think we could see more downside pressure. If we get a break above the high, then I think we could see possibly some more buying pressure coming into the market, and maybe this uptrend continuing, and maybe a retest of these highs. So if we take a look here, come back to the daily chart, we can see on the weekly and on the monthly that we could see that there was certainly a support and resistance structure there around the 10,000 area. If we just look to see if there's anything else here on the daily chart, I mean, the only other area that I can see is possibly a bit of resistance here, or previous resistance here on the daily at around 11,000. So again, that's sort of a little bit of a move down. That's a reasonable move. That's about 500 points down to the downside. So underneath price action, we know that we've got a couple of levels, 11,000 rather, and 10,000 as potential support structures. So if we come down to lower time frames and come down to the 4-hour chart, for example, we can start to look at what sort of market structure we've got in here. I can see that we've got a bit of a support level formed around here, around 11,400, and of course we know by analysing those higher time frames that we've also got a support structure around 11,000 and then 10,000 below that. So looking here, we can see that the market certainly found support here before. I think if we get a break underneath 11,400, I'll be looking for a move down towards the 11,000 area. That's a 400-point opportunity to be able to look for trading opportunities within that move for potential trades. Looking above price action, if we look around here, the high of that weekly candle, that bullish weekly candle, was around 11,800. In fact, if I mark a level in there at around 11,800, we can see that we've had significant sort of support and resistance around that area as well. And in fact, I think we could almost sort of like call a zone there, because there's also around 11,000, if we say 11,800 to 11,000 sort of 850 area, there's certainly sort of a cluster of potential resistance there that the market may find moving higher. So again, I think if we get a break above the sort of 11,850 area, that's going to be above that bullish candle on the weekly chart. And I think if we get that, then I'll be looking for opportunities long, possibly up here to make for the market up here to make a new high as well. So just by looking at the lower time frames, looking at these market structures, sort of gives me some perspective here as to where those sort of trading decision points are, and where the sort of trading opportunities currently lie. Even looking here at where the market's looking currently at the moment here on the 4-hour chart, even if we start to come down to lower time frames, we can start to see that we've got bullish momentum here. We've got a little uptrend here on the 15-minute time frame. So there are opportunities within the structure of these big market decision points where we can take advantage with trend following trading strategies. Okay, so let me just tell you about the webinar that we're running on May the 20th. If you come across to the TradeStation International website, come across to the webinars tab, and then click on live webinars, you'll be able to see here the webinars that we're running. These webinars are completely free of charge to join. The next one in the schedule here is today's top charts, the Forex market. So as the name suggests, we're going to be taking a look at the live markets in this session, and doing some analysis on some of the most key interesting markets and key trends that we can identify live at the time. So if you want to find out more about this, just come to the website. You can click on the title of the webinar to find out more, and you can register here, pop your details in to register and join free of charge.